Hell is other people. I've walked these halls so long, I can traverse them with my eyes closed. I might as well. There isn't much to see. Stained concrete and iron bars. The imagery isn't subtle. I wonder how long I've been here, and then if it matters. Time doesn't seem to exist in this place. My stomach cramps with hunger. I haven't eaten in so long, and still, I don't starve. My limbs ache from exhaustion, and yet I can't sleep. If I pause for even a second, the maze punishes me, lacerating me with spikes, or chasing me with rabid dogs. It's hard to remember what came before. My last memory is a dingy room and a needle in my arm. At first, I was flying. Then, I was falling into an abyss. I'm nearly to the end of the maze. Again, all I have to do is turn the corner. And there she is. The end is a vast throne room, and sitting smugly on a raised golden chair is my judge. She wears the clothes she died in, stained with her own blood. Her face is still baby round, and she wears glasses, though I doubt she needs them anymore. I teased her for both back in the day. Behind her rise golden pearl gates, glowing like a beacon. My heart leaps every time I see them. "Took you long enough," she says. I stop before her, trail of bloody footprints behind me. I hold out my hands. "Please," I whisper, my throat raw. "I'm sorry. I wish I could take it all back. I wish I had died in your place. Please, will you let me through?" She smirks as she studies me. I really didn't know how much I was hurting her. I was young. Everyone was cruel to each other. I didn't think of myself as a bully. When word of her suicide went around the school, I was ashamed that I'd driven her so far. That's a lie. I was too worried someone would find the notes in my handwriting, or the online accounts tied to my phone. I was too worried about myself to think about her at all. And now here she is, the one thing between me and passing beyond. When I reached the end the first time, she'd explained it to me. I was dead. I wasn't good enough to go right to heaven, but not quite evil enough to end up in hell. Instead, I was in a place of penance. When I was finally remorseful enough, I would pass on. And she, the person I'd wronged most deeply during life, would decide when that was. "Please," I whisper, blood on my tongue. She smiles at me, light glinting off her glasses. "No," she says. When I awake, I'm back at the beginning. Too parched to cry, I stumble to my feet and start the maze all over again. Mr. Gregor's Corn Maze. I guess it's kind of surprising that a town as small as ours has a corn maze, but Mr. Gregor puts it on every year. No one thought he'd do it this year, though. Brent, his only kid, died in a hit-and-run last spring, and the heart sort of went out of him. Brent was a good guy, the kind of golden boy every dad dreams of. Good grades, good looks, good head on his shoulders. Never found out who killed him. People say it must have been a stranger passing through, but no one heads down those country lanes unless they mean to. Kinda weird to think there's a murderer just walking around, and no one knows who they are. On opening night, all the kids fill up their parents' pickup trucks and drive to the Gregor farm. To our surprise, he doesn't even charge. Usually it's $1 a go. Instead, he lets us rush in, everyone excited to discover the exit first. The gang and I laugh and whoop, using our flashlights to follow the twists and turns. There's no light out here but the full moon, and it adds an edge of danger. We wander for an hour, then 2. Megan complains her feet hurt, and Camden's eyes are itching. I swear we've passed the same fork 10 times. None of the kids we meet are having any luck either. "Maybe," Megan says, voice small as a firefly, "maybe there isn't a way out." I don't want to agree with her. If she's right, I don't know what it would mean. Then the yelling starts. There's a bright light at the maze entrance. As it grows bigger and brighter, meaner, I smell smoke. Fire! The screams are desperate. Kids rush our way, stumbling into and over each other. Megan gets knocked down, and I pull her up. What do we do? I call to Camden. Break through the rows. His eyes are wild with fear. The stalks are too dry. Whole thing's going to go. Everyone has the same idea. We rush forward, batting corn out of the way, stomping it underfoot. Megan falls behind, winded. I don't want to leave her, but I'm scared. The air is thick and acrid. If I hesitate, I might not make it. Camden bursts through the line of corn first, whooping in relief. Just as I breach the final row, I hear the familiar spine-tingling sound of a gunshot. Camden's yell of joy turns to a scream of pain. I stumble into the open to see Mr. Gregor standing over Camden, reloading his shotgun. Other kids lie around him, blood soaking in the dry grass. I want to run, but I'm frozen. Mr. Gregor doesn't look at me as he methodically slides in the shells. Nothing personal, he rasps. Just what's fair. If I don't get to have my kid, no one else gets to have theirs. The King of Rats. My grandmother used to tell me a bedtime story about the King of Rats. He was a generous ruler of an underground kingdom. He loved shiny things, so he sent his rats above to look for them. If you leave him a gift under your pillow, my grandmother said, he will send you blessings in return. It sounded too good to be true. I decided to test it by putting a glittery rhinestone under my pillow, and in the morning, it was gone. That day I got an A on my spelling test, even though I didn't study. From then on, I left something every night. It started small: aluminum gum wrappers, soda can tabs, a penny. My good luck kept up. I found $1 on the street. I won the class spelling bee and got the winning hit in dodgeball. One day, something weird happened. I put a shiny rock under my pillow, but when I woke up, it was still there. That whole day I had bad luck. I fell in a puddle, ripped the knee of my favorite jeans, and even lost my favorite pencil. My luck just got worse from there. I decided I had to do something to make it up to the King of Rats, so I bought a shiny bracelet from the dollar store on my way home. I said a little prayer that the King of Rats would accept it. Thankfully, it was gone the next morning, but my troubles weren't over. The King of Rats was done with trinkets. He wanted something more. I had to give him more and more expensive things, bigger things, shinier things. I ran out of allowance pretty fast, and my parents got mad when I asked for more money. In the end, I tried to steal a shiny watch from the mall. I got caught, and it was a big deal. The store didn't press charges, but my parents were livid. I don't think they'll unground me until high school. By then I'd had enough. It wasn't worth the good luck, and I definitely didn't want bad luck. I decided I had to do something. We've had rat problems in the past. That's why we have poison in the garden shed. Don't worry, I didn't touch it with my bare hands. I wore gloves and wrapped it in shiny paper. Then I put it under my pillow and slept on the floor. My troubles were about to be over. I woke up to my mother's screams. Something did come into my room that night, but I don't know if it was the King of Rats. It was like a tumbleweed. No end, no beginning. A tumbleweed of tails and eyes and teeth. Blood seeped from 12 mouths, 24 eyes blind white. Among the matted hair, I saw something shiny. A soda can tab. A gum wrapper. a rhinestone.